I am rockin' with B-Rock.
I'm rocking with B-Rock.
I'm rocking with B-Rock.
Tessie and I are rocking with B-Rock.
We're rocking with B-Rock!
We
We are Shotgun Superstars. Rocking with B-Rock.
I'm Chrissy.
And I'm Jim. And we're rocking with B-Rock.
Rocking with B-Rock!
We are Asphalt Valentine, and you are rocking with B-Rock.
Rocking with B-Rock! Ready to rock with B-Rock!
Hey, this is Paul Lydell from Dangerous Toys and Dirty Looks, and I'm rocking with B-Rock.
With B-Rock!
I'm rocking with B-Rock.
With B-Rock, and I'm looking forward to fight.
Hey, it's Jeff from American Jet Set, and you're rocking with B-Rock. Because you're smart. You got good taste.
Hey, what's happening? It's a rare Tuesday today. It's not Thursday, it's Tuesday. We could do this last Thursday, something come up, and so we rescheduled for Tuesday, and I'm happy to be here. Are you happy to be here? I mean, we got Dallas on his way in, so I figure, while we're waiting for him to come in, and we also have a guest host. We got a guest host. We got none other than Jim Hamby from Jam Session Radio. He's on the show today. Oh my God. I mean, Jam Session Radio. It's a kick-ass radio station. They play the LA Maybe all the time. I think that's where I might have heard him right off the bat. Oh shit. I got the old man glasses on. What the hell am I doing? All right. I think we're going to do a video right off the rip. Some music right off the rip before we jump into this. One of my favorite songs, this is my introduction to the LA Maybe. It's a song called Mr. Danger. It kicks ass. I mean, it really doesn't tell you what they're about because we'll get into it. You can't put these guys. There's some bands you can't put in a box. It seems like I'm starting to discover these bands that you can't put in a box and label and say this is what they are. The LA Maybe is one of them bands because if you listen to the whole disc, it's all over the place in a good way. In a good way. Some bands are all over the place. It's trash. The LA Maybe is kind of all over the place. They're in the same vein, but they go in and it's just, you got to hear them. They're so good. But let's start off with Mr. Danger, one of their rocking tunes, man. This song kicks ass. We'll do this one, and then we will jump right in with Dallas, Dwight from the LA Maybe. Boom! The LA Maybe. If you're like me, you may not have found them right off the rip because they kind of came in. They didn't make a lot of noise. They didn't kick the door open. They just, next thing you know, they were here. And it was like, okay, where'd they come from? And then there's no information out there about them. I mean, these guys are secretive. I mean, they don't want you to know nothing. They want you to come to them and ask them. So that's what we're doing today. We are coming to them and asking them. I tried to do my homework. There's no Wikipedias or anything like that. So we're going right to the source today. So first, we're going to bring in Jim Hamby. He is the host of Jam Session Radio. He's guest hosting today. What's up,
Thank
Jim?
you. Hey, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for bringing me on.
Yeah. And we actually have Dallas Wright and Driz.
What's up?
Nice.
What's happening, guys? All right,
How we doing?
We want to get you guys prominent. So we're going to do this.
If we're not the biggest on the screen, we're leaving.
Bang! There you are. You're the biggest on the screen now. Are you happy?
Yeah.
You're going to stay now?
We'll stick around. You got us. You reeled us in.
The real Jen, huh? Okay. Now, how did the LA Maybe start? Where did you guys come from? I did read that it was a Journey tribute band at first. It would, there was something going on, and then that kind of dissolved a little bit, and then you figured let's just LA Maybe.
Yeah, that's pretty much the crux of it. And to address your earlier comment about not being about us out there, you got to remember we've only been a band for about a year,
right?
So
Exactly.
Over a year. So some of these bands have been out here doing this for a decade or more, and we're very much still the new kids on the scene. We have one album out that came out a little over a year ago.
Yep.
We've been a band. I guess I should say 2 years now. I've been saying a year for so long, but
because
yeah,
1 year didn't count.
Yeah. 1 year we were recording.
Okay.
Since the album came out, it's been a little over a year. So if you want to count that as the genesis, then
okay,
that's kind of how long we've been around. But yeah, feel free to build us our wiki page. That would be awesome.
I got to figure out how to.
Like $500.
Right.
$500. That's cheap. I better get in on the ground floor here. You want to get in with it while the getting's good before the market goes up on the LA Maybe here.
There you go. Yeah, we charge you to do work for us. How about that?
I mean,
I like it.
It's a good business model for us.
That's the American way, right?
Yeah.
I'm too stupid to think anything else. I mean, I'm getting a deal here. I know it. I know I'm getting a deal.
Actually, you know what? For you, I like you so much. We'll cut you a deal. We'll let you do it for free. And and you can actually manage it from here on out. So
right. I'm in. I mean, I'm not losing a damn thing here. And you know what? I'm going to recruit Jimmy Hamby, and I'm probably he can do it for free too.
Hey, free is what I get paid, right?
Hey, we're in.
It's about what we get paid too.
We get paid
we get paid free as well. So
right. And, that's the thing. Now that leads me to another question. We might as well jump into that one right off the bat. What made you start a band, an original band, knowing full well that people do not pay for music? They don't want to pay for it. Most people don't want to pay for music. They want it all free streaming. And, they bitch about tickets. What made you say, you know what, I know it's in your soul. I know that. But what made you decide, we have to start the LA Maybe? Because a Journey tribute band, they got to make more money than, most tribute bands make more money than original bands anymore, which is sad. But what made you say, you know what, we're starting this project and let's go with it?
Yeah, we talk about this a lot amongst ourselves. The tribute band thing's interesting. Like you can make a good living, but at the end of the day, it's like I told Driz this yesterday. It's like if I drew you a painting of the Mona Lisa, it's like, hey, that might be a really good painting, but it's not mine, man. I didn't build it. I didn't have anything to do with that. I'm just spitting it back out to you. And we wanted more than that. We wanted to put our hearts on our sleeves. We felt like we had something to say. We wanted to put our own stuff out there. And yeah, the thought of can we make money? Can we do all this stuff? That was not a thought, but it was definitely way behind.
Right.
Wanting to get the music that we believe in out there, and we felt like it actually just serendipitously we were kind of came at the right time when we started thinking about doing original music. Was right about the time Greta Van Fleet came out, and then we realized like, okay, well, if a band like that and sounds like that can be big right now, then we certainly have a shot. So let's go ahead and do our thing. So,
and you're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
You
now there's hundreds of us, but Greta Van Fleet definitely kind of, at least for us, kind of kicked the doors down. I feel like for a lot of bands and what we're calling the new wave of classic rock here. So,
right, and that's what it is too.
Yeah, it seems that way.
You play. Jim plays a lot of it on his show. A lot of the new stuff, and I try to get to. I only got like a 2-hour show once a week, but Jim's always playing like, all the new wave of and that's what it's called, the new wave of classic rock, and it seems like it's coming back, and you guys are definitely a part of it.
Yeah, Jim, where are you at?
Yeah, so I'm up in Wake Forest, North Carolina. So you guys are definitely making noise. So I first heard about you guys. I was on vacation actually down in North Myrtle Beach last October, and a buddy of mine in B-Rocks, Brent, sends me a text. He's like, "Hey man, have you heard of these guys?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "You gotta hear them." Like all caps, all fucking caps. You gotta hear them. Like, okay, so we get back to the place. I'm like, boom, 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 look them up, and I'm like, holy shit! It's like I'm on vacation, and I'm like, got the TV going at night. I'm like, earphones on, listen to everything I could listen to. I'm like, okay, I'm hopping on the fucking website. I'm ordering a T-shirt. I'm ordering a CD. Because it's just like B-Rock was saying, it's early. It's familiar, but it's original, and it's like
that's exactly what we try to. We get comparisons all the time, as I think any new band these days does. But what I always tell people is we want to be familiar enough to get you, to pull you in, right? It sounds like something you've heard before, bring you in. Right. That in and of itself is not enough to keep you there, I don't think, because that is going to wear off after a while. You're going to be like, oh, it's just an AC/DC clone. I'll just go back to AC/DC. So we want to be familiar enough to bring you in, but unique enough to keep you there. And that's where, people say like, oh, they just sound like AC/DC. They sound like Guns N' Roses. And for sure we have elements of that. But to those people, I feel like they've maybe only heard one song or, something like that.
Right. I mean, I literally
one song, if that song is Mr. Danger, which you just heard, which is probably arguably our most AC/DC sounding song. Yeah. As soon as you get to the pre-chorus, and certainly by the chorus, I've never heard an AC/DC song that has 5-part harmonies in the chorus. I personally haven't had it. Maybe please show it to me, but I haven't heard that. And that comes from our Journey days. We like pulling in big pop harmonies, pop hooks, things that wiggle their way into your ear, and you walk away saying, "Take everything." That's kind of coming from the world of pop. It's not so much from the world of rock. And then everything kind of filters through our rock sensibilities, but we have a lot of different elements, a lot of Prince influence, a lot of funk, a lot of Journey and the softer stuff, like I was saying, and then a lot of Southern stuff in there. And there's a lot of this that comes together into kind of the melting pot that ends up being us. But right off the bat, if you say, they sound like AC/DC or Guns N' Roses, I think that's a little reductive. I think you're not maybe listening as much. And also, though, thank you. Like, I'll take that.
Right. And that's the first thing I thought, because my introduction was Mr. Danger, probably 8 months ago or something like that.
Sure, most people's are, I would say.
Yeah. Right. And it's like, you got to hear this song. Okay, cool. Buddy, like, I think Brett texted me too. I'm almost positive he texted me, because Brett Howerton, he's Charlotte, right? Is he Charlotte?
Yeah, that's where we Virginia? Are. Yeah, nice.
I think somewhere around there. I think he was at a show, if I remember. And he's like, you got to hear these guys. Okay. But so then I'm like, okay, they sound like ACD. And like you said, that drew me in. But then after I listened to the whole album, I was like, wait a minute here. And like I said in the beginning, you can't put you in a box and say, hey, these guys sound like AC/DC, they're a clone. No way. You got songs like Peace of Mind. You got songs like When I'm Gone. When I'm Gone is an absolute masterpiece. Yeah. I love the lyrics to that. I love just the whole song. The music and everything is just, it gives you goosebumps. And if people are thinking they're going to get a refurbished AC/DC album, they're wrong. And they got it, and for most people that have heard the LA Maybe have got on board and just been like, oh my God, you got to hear these guys. They're kind of like this, but they're not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And they're
That's
polished, right?
important.
That's one of the other things is you know, a lot of these guys coming out that have only been playing together a year, 2 years, they kind of got that feel, right? You're like, okay, these guys are going somewhere. When I heard you guys, I'm like, these guys are fucking ready, right? It's like these guys are polished, and every one of these songs is just a song that you would just tell your buddy, let's get in the car, crank it up, and let's fucking go. It's just
absolutely.
Yeah, driving music is a good goal for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
We like having the good driving song. Actually, it's funny you bring that up. I think at this point there's 10 songs on the album. 6 or so of them have been featured in racing games, like racing video games.
Yeah.
Really?
We just got 4 more in another game, which means that some of the songs are in multiple racing games. But so apparently people that drive like our music. So that's good.
That's awesome. I mean, if you're not making money one way, you could be making money another way. And games is where it's at. I hear that all the time. That
sure. And they're back to the tribute thing. You know, you can't license, you know, your Billy Joel songs if you're a Billy Joel tribute. You know, you can't sell merch, really. You shouldn't, at least.
And you know, these guys that they build their whole life on the tribute. Yes, the tribute is great. I mean, it's got its place. But man, you know, like you said, if you could come up with something your own and be like, this is my mark.
There's no knock in the tribute game. You know, I was a part of it. We've all kind of been a part of it at one point or another. And it's certainly fun because the hard part is done. Like, create something you love. Check. Done. All right, now let's just play it. Like, so you can kind of just get together some guys that all kind of like the band, maybe don't even, they're just doing it for the paycheck, and that's great. You know, go make your money as a musician however you can, because it's hard out there.
Right.
We like I said, we did that as well, but we looked around at each other and we started kind of thinking, like, I'm tired of putting on a wig. I'm tired of, like, I want to be myself on stage. I want people to come see what I have to say and what we have to say, instead of, you know, just Guns N' Roses tribute. I like Guns. Let's go see them. They'll probably play Sweet Child of Mine. You know, like, instead of that, it's more of and yeah, it's a longer, harder path. And no, we'll probably never be as big as Guns N' Roses because times have changed and there's more people now and more artists and more ways to get music to you. So it's kind of splintered the whole industry quite a bit. You know, where there used to be, I don't know, 10 massive bands, now there's 10,000 tiny bands, you know?
Right. And it's weeding
it's just different.
It's weeding through, you know, this one, you know, you guys are good. Great. But then you've got 1,000 other bands I got to get through to get to you, because they're flooding Facebook, they're flooding this. And so, you know, you got to wade through all that crap. And I hate to say it, but some of it's crap because they just sit there and do it on a computer and don't even put no heart into it. It's just like, look, I made an album. No, you didn't. You made, okay, you pressed an album, but it's not that good. But you've got to wade through all this crap to get to something that's good. And that's time consuming, and not everybody has that. And that's kind of like what me and Jim do. We try to wade through it, find it, get it, and then say, okay, this is one we're putting out there. This is one we're getting, you know, we're going to put our sales behind.
We try to kind of live the, I think Steve Martin was attributed with saying, be so good they can't ignore you. And that's, I can't sit here and tell you we're so good, but that's what we aspire to. Like, we
aspire to be sonic heroin. Like, you can't live without it.
Yeah.
You got to get well, and you got to listen.
You got to get your fix. Yeah. Got to meet your dealer. That's us. You got.
I need more LA, maybe, man. Go on.
I wanted to say this earlier. You were saying, it's hard to find info about us, and that we want you to come to us. That's actually kind of true. But we do have our own podcast. And while you were
I was going to bring it up.
Yeah, while you were saying there's not enough info about us, I was sitting here thinking, like, I've had people come up to me and say things about me that I didn't ever realize that I've said, like talking about my favorite foods and all this stuff, and I'm like, what? Like, where? And I realized they listen to our podcast. I'm like, maybe we do it too much.
See, I just found it.
Yeah, well, it's pretty new. It came out in January for the first time.
January. Yep. And I'm like, okay, now that we got that up, explain to us what it is. It's called Your New Favorite Band Podcast, and it features you and Driz. So what is it about? Is it all about the LA maybe, or is it about...
It goes in a lot of different directions, but the title comes from, you know, it's kind of a little play on words. Of course, we want to be your new favorite band.
Right.
But also we were talking about the new wave of classic rock and all these other great bands that are coming out now. And so we use, every episode, every 2 episodes, we'll pick a band out that we really like or that we just played some shows with or that we just met or just discovered. And we kind of highlight them and talk about them. And sometimes we even bring them on the show and talk to them that way. And it's our way of kind of highlighting a lot of these bands. Of course, we all hear people like, oh, there's no good rock anymore. It's that's
bullshit.
It's a really dumb thing to say at this point. Just
really
instead, just say like, well, I'm not really looking for new music. Just say that instead.
Just say that.
And yeah, because it's out there. And if you're lost and you don't know where to find it, then go to our Spotify. We have a playlist called Your New Favorite Bands, plural, and that's literally just a playlist of all the bands that we love and talk about. Watch our podcast. We highlight all these bands. Watch your guys' show. You guys do the same. So there's so many places to find it now. And all you have to do on Spotify these days, just find one of us, and the algorithm will do all the work for you.
Right.
So,
all you do is if you listen to the LA Maybes album and it goes to the end, let it roll. Because you're going to
find the New Roses, you're going to find, all these great new bands the Electric Alley, the phenomenal bands from, we just played with New Roses. They're from Wiesbaden, Germany. We just played with the Electric Alley. They're from Cadiz, Spain. These guys are out there and they're crushing it. And,
there's a lot of,
and they're cool too. They're awesome
really,
dudes.
really
They're
good
awesome
guys.
dudes.
Yeah, we had a blast.
So how'd that go over in Europe?
So that's exactly. Yeah, we just got back from Europe, so we're still kind of riding high off that. It went phenomenal, man. We were, I guess we realized that Europe felt more like our home than home did. We've never, again, we're a new band. I get it's tough right now, but we've never felt the support like we felt over there. Here at home, it was unbelievable. We've never set foot in that country, ever, personally or otherwise. And some of these rooms were playing for the first time, and they're essentially sold out. And hundreds and hundreds of people came to see us, and we were up till 3 a.m. Signing autographs and selling merch, and everyone talking to everyone and spending as much time as we could with the people over there, because we don't know when we're going to go back. Now we have a little bit better idea. It looks like we'll hopefully be back over there later this year.
Nice.
But we were just totally blown away because we didn't know what to expect. We had in our minds had kind of thought, we're going over here. It's going to be like home. Nobody knows who we are. There's going to be no one at the shows. Let's just go over there and do our best and start building this thing the slow way. And boy, were we wrong.
Contrary to that, right.
Before we came home, people were talking to us like, when are you coming back? Like, we will all be there. When are you coming back? So that's what we're trying to work on now, is basically kind of restructuring our career and our trajectory that we thought we wanted into basically penetrating the European markets, and then coming back. I need you to do that, Drew.
Yeah.
And that trading
for you. And then, coming back over here and giving the US maybe some time to develop a little FOMO for the LA maybe, the fear of missing out. What are these? There's so many people at their shows in Europe. What am I missing? They're from Charlotte. That's an hour away, stuff like that. So we're having fun thinking of ways to kind of, grow our career, because we feel like we're on the path right now. I feel like it's interesting to feel that way, because I've never felt it before. So it's a cool feeling to feel like, hey, I think we have something here, and we're going to do our best to not squander that, and to work hard and to put out the best music we can, which is where all this comes from. And then because the business doesn't matter if you're not putting out good music.
Right.
And then to work our business in a smart way, and to make as many friends and fans along the way as we can, and genuine connections with people. And
Absolutely.
that's what I felt. I was proud of us as a group for going over to Europe, and we played well, and we did the thing that we were supposed to do. But more importantly, I think we spent a lot of time with the people, and we made a lot of friends, and those friends become fans.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's so important nowadays. The old days of being the rock star who rolls in late and tells everyone to fuck off and goes on stage and expects everyone to love them. That's over, man. If
that's over.
Now, people will just not come to your shows.
Dude, you will be in an empty room in 5 freaking minutes. Done.
And it's interesting because a lot of these nostalgia acts and these legacy bands, I think, came from that world where it was cool to be the mystique guy who shows up strung out on heroin and oh, there he is, that's the guy, and that doesn't exist really anymore, man. So I think this is just speculation, but I feel like a lot of those guys may be going through some sort of an awakening.
Right.
But
and
us coming from, we're all millennials, so we're on the younger side of things. So coming from that world, we view it a lot differently. We're not throwing TVs out of hotel rooms, instead. We're on Facebook talking to people that were at the show and saying, thank you. What do you like? Like, when would you like to see us back? And stuff like having conversations with people and building it kind of the way Dane Cook built his career, the comedian. He did the same thing and it worked for him. So we're trying to do that our way.
It's like nowadays, if a band goes on stage sloshed, I'm out. I'm done. If you disrespect me that much, and I've seen there was a Charlotte area band a little while ago that went on stage. I saw them before at an album release party at Amos, and they were freaking tight. I was like, these guys, and I was just talking about them. Then I went to another show of theirs and absolutely sloshed, having it just a mess of a show. And I'm like, I'm done. I will never listen to you again. Is that harsh? Yeah, but whatever. I got 100 other bands that are not going to do it.
And it's a big time investment, right, for folks nowadays, because there aren't clubs on every other block that there were, back then, and everything going through COVID. There are so many places that closed down, right? So I caught you guys back in March with Brent, the guy that introduced me to it, out at the Blind Tiger.
Blind Tiger,
and
there you go.
It's quote close, but it's still an hour and 20 minutes, right? So I'm investing, 2.5 hours, 3 hours, just commuting.
$500 in gas. Yeah.
Yeah. And gas.
Right? Oh my God, dude.
If it's a show down in Amos, right, I'm spending the night, right? So I'm buying dinner somewhere or staying at a hotel somewhere. So, nowadays, the people that really start to follow folks around, it's an investment. So like B-Rock says, right, if I go to a show and the guys show up shit-faced and late and all that, fuck it, I'm done. Right. There's somebody else that I can go.
On top of that, a lot of them will be just rude.
Yeah.
Right.
And just, and not appreciative and not grateful for their fans who, like, who are you without fans? So
you're nobody.
And we take it a step further and we're not just out here trying to get fans. Sure, that's the goal, but that's not what we're trying to do is make friends. We're trying to learn people's names, trying to learn, what they like, figure out who these people are. And at a certain point at scale, I guess that doesn't work, but we're not there yet. So we're trying to make the best of where we are now and use these thoughts to really grow a strong seed of a fan base that can grow with us.
And it seems like you are, because you're gaining momentum. You're gaining momentum. I noticed the other day, I was thinking, maybe we were supposed to go to Philadelphia. We can't do that. We were supposed to go to Masquerade, and it's impossible for me to do that now because of like hotel expenses and gas to get up there, and it's just it's impossible for me to do. So we're looking to do something else. Plus, it's our anniversary, so we decided to go to Asheville. It's close, and I told the wife, I said, Bastard Pussycat and LA Guns are playing at Amos, and she's like, we've seen them so many times. It's nothing new. I'm like, all right, whatever. Well, then maybe a day later, I sent her the thing, and I'm like, you wanted something new? I said, look, the LA Maybe's on there. And she's like, who? I'm like, don't worry, I don't steer you wrong. I'm like, we're going to go. And she's like, and I noticed you got one, you must have just added this one. It's like one on the 27th, and then another one on the Sunday.
Yeah, a lot of those dates we added are more like cover shows where we're playing a bunch of covers and stuff like we used to back in the day.
Oh, really?
And that was a strategic business move on our part because we were, like I said earlier, we were faced with the idea of like, okay, if we're going back to Europe, how are we going to pay for that? So
right.
So let's go back in the treasure chest of songs we used to play and whip up a cover set and go out and play some covers for the good people of Charlotte, not have to get hotels, not have to spend a bunch of gas, make a little bit of money, build back up the war chest, and then get back over to Europe where we belong and build the career that way. So we'll make money here and then build the career over there. And that's kind of the plan right now. And we'll see, we'll see where we sit, come January 1st after we're hopefully back from Europe and we'll see how that stuff goes. So
we're probably going to come up and see that, the Faster. Well, we'll stay, watch you guys, and then, seen Faster Pussycat and LA Guns so many freaking times. It's like,
yeah, I haven't. I'm excited to see him.
Oh, dude, Tammy never sounded better, dude. He's sober. I mean, I've seen him on the boat a few times. Jim's been there. I mean, he sounds so good, dude. And the band is so tight.
I imagine Ricky Rackman might be somewhere there too. He's always
yes,
yeah. There's no doubt with him living in Morrisville and being buddies.
Yeah, he
with
doesn't
Tammy
live.
that
He
he'll
doesn't
be
live
there.
too far away, and I figure he's
Right.
good buddies with Tammy. So
he was just at a show in Virginia because he's on that bike run.
Yeah,
and
I saw that.
He was just at a show, side stage, and said, "Man, Tammy sounds great tonight." So being in Charlotte, Rackman will be there. I've been at a couple shows up there in Charlotte. Rackman was there. You know, I don't approach him, but he's like, "Come up to me, please." I'm like, okay, you know, next time
we've talked to him a couple times. He was at the Kicks show. My wife and I came down for Kicks. She's originally from Baltimore. I lived in Baltimore for 30 years, so we were like huge Kicks fans. So we made the trek down, and and Ricky was there, and Leah, and you know, he's super approachable, nice guy, and a great show. It's a good venue. There were a bunch of guys that were there that we saw.
That's awesome. Yeah, I listened to his Cat House Hollywood podcast pretty frequently. We actually had an ad spot on one of the old episodes.
Oh, nice!
Damn.
Way back in the day, but
I had to go back and
back in the day
to
isn't like 2 or 3 years, but you know,
right?
So, in the early iterations of the band,
well, you guys seem to be like students of what should we be doing in the modern era of music.
Yes,
and I think that's super cool.
Yeah, that's a great way to put that, because it's too easy these days, and we see it a lot, for people to throw their hands up in the air, particularly the older generation, and say that music sucks, the industry sucks, labels
rock
suck,
is dead,
streaming sucks, and it's like, sure, what does saying that get you? I'm more of the thought of like, okay, maybe it sucks, maybe it doesn't. It's different. Let's learn how it's different. Let's play with the cards we have now instead of wishing we had other cards, because that gets no one anything. Right. So instead, we've spent a lot of time learning the new music business, reading books, following people on YouTube that teach Spotify, everything. And we spent a lot of time kind of learning, students. That's a great way to put it. There's no way we know everything at all. No chance, but we're learning a little bit more every day and trying new tactics here. And
you have to adapt. You have to adapt.
Yeah, there's no point. It's kind of an old way of thinking to just be like, oh, the industry sucks, man. No CDs are being sold. It's like, yeah, no one listens to CDs, dude.
Nobody buys them.
Of course not. We have streaming. Why would you ever?
B-Rock and I, that's it.
I buy them. I got albums. I got tapes. American Jet Set released theirs on a cassette tape. And then they were on my show one day. And Skins, he's like, well, we got the cassette tape. If they buy the cassette tape, let's throw a pencil in for free so that you can rewind it. Or when it gets stuck and jammed in the player, he's like, I'm like, and they sure as shit, they include a pencil with it. So, and that's marketing. I mean, you've got to figure out a way to say, okay, if it's plausible to market something, I want CDs, I want albums, I want cassette, I want that physical copy. Not everybody does, but a lot of people want T-shirts. I want T-shirts as well. So it's like whatever your market can be, that's what you got to exploit it. And if nobody wants it anymore, then just do shows. I mean, and throw it on Spotify, which it seems like a lot of bands are doing too.
Yeah, the key I think nowadays is to kind of be everywhere, right?
Right.
You may not like streaming, but people do, so you need to be on streaming. You may not listen to vinyl or give any shit about vinyl, like myself, but I know a lot of people do, so we sell vinyls. You may love CDs, and I don't own a CD that I don't have a way to play it anymore. Like literally, I do not have a way to play a CD in my life. So if you gave me a CD, it's a coaster. I have nothing. I can't do anything with it. I have a very small collection of CDs that are projects I've been a part of, and that's it. So, but I know a lot of people are not like me. A lot of people love CDs, and they have a stack, that fills their whole living room. Right. So we sell CDs. You may not like jigsaw puzzles, but there's a jigsaw puzzle for the LA maybe in our merch store right now that I just put up.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't get the email?
Yeah, there you go. Get on that list, B-Rock.
Get on that list.
Damn
brother.
it!
You know about all that stuff.
God damn
that email went out today. Jim is on it, man.
I am on it, man. I am not kidding. You guys say, your next favorite band. You are my current favorite band. I mean, it's
the truth.
It's cool you guys are so local. I actually did not realize you were that local, and I didn't realize you were going to be at Amos's until you just said it. So that's really awesome.
Yeah,
well,
please make sure to come up and say hello and stuff. We'll give you a shirt.
Oh, definitely.
My heart broke when it was announced. I was sad that I was going to miss, Faster and shit. I already forgot the other guys.
Guns. LA Guns.
Guns, right? But
the
like,
other LA.
right? I love those guys. I've seen them. I don't know, a whole bunch of times.
5,000
because I'm going to be up at Masquerade. But when I saw you guys were at it, I'm like, now I'm fucking sad.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
so
I'm
B-Rock,
going.
Since you guys are in the area, if you want to see us do some really crazy shit you would never expect, you're gonna want to come out to one of those cover shows we have on that list.
Cool.
We play some shit that'll leave you scratching your head like, what
Okay.
the fuck?
Dude, I'm in. You got what is it, Hickory
I'll have to find a date.
Tavern? It's
Sure, man. All the
on a
places we play,
Sunday.
we used to play a lot of these places before we really decided to go all in on our original music. So
Right.
we're no stranger to these places. A lot of these places on the list, actually all of them, I think we've played a ton of times before, and we love these places and the people there. But it's a very different crowd. They don't really care about the original music so much. So we have to go back in the catalog and play some interesting things from all decades that you may not really expect us to play. But man, we have a really good time doing it, and it's it's super fun to flex those muscles.
That's all that matters, is if you're having a good time. I mean, I got buddies in Whiskey Grin. They do shows. They're from Jersey. They do shows where they're a total cover, and then they do shows where they're few covers and all their original music, which they have one album out and they're working on another one. So they don't got enough to fill up a whole set or two sets. So they do covers and original, and they kill it. I mean, I love covers. I love when a band throws covers in. I don't mind it. I don't care if you do a whole set of covers. I'm there for music. I'm there to enjoy myself.
Right. Yeah.
And you guys got to make money. And if a place wants a cover or whatnot, or if they want your original set, you do whatever if it doesn't sacrifice you and what you believe in, then why not? I mean,
yeah. And we've learned some hard lessons figuring out what these rooms absolutely do not want to hear, and we've realized that is Mr. Danger and Sucker Punch. And
there was this one place
we're not allowed back anymore.
We came out blaring, just total rock.
So we came out the way you see us in our music videos, hair down, head banging.
Oh no!
And these people are sitting at their dinner tables trying to eat dinner.
Oh wow! You didn't do
pretty soon. Within 3 songs, I think we're playing to a completely empty room.
Oh, it was crazy.
And then we look around at each other like, we're going to fucking Europe. This place blows.
This place blows, dude. We're out of here. And there's a lot happening in Europe.
America
is a
hang anymore.
fucking hotbed.
And we're spoiled, right? We expect stuff to be delivered to us. In Europe, man, they go to these fests. You see these fucking places with 100,000 people. It's like, holy crap.
It's really interesting. What I realized after coming back from Europe, I've kind of realized that in America, to be successful, right, to be a successful band, you have to have a massive fan base. Right. And to have a massive fan base, you have to be a successful band. So where do you get, to use Drizz's favorite word, where do you penetrate that circle? Like, how do you get into that? You have to be famous to be famous. It's like, okay, well, maybe we'll try to find a workaround for now, because it's really hard, and then as soon as they realize you're selling out theaters overseas, it's like, oh, well, then I guess I got to go check them out. They're already famous.
Right.
So it's like, that's where the football comes in. We don't want to miss out as Americans. We certainly never want to miss out on anything cool, but we don't want to be a part of it when it's not cool. That's the hard part.
That's the hard part. I mean, Europe is just, everybody is looking at Europe right now. And then you got the Crazy Licks called America out in their latest album. You used to be the man. What happened? And it's like the anthem for America. It's like,
dude, that song is fucking badass.
Badass, and it's the truth. It's like
so true.
You used to used to go to shows, you used to buy the music, you used to be where everybody wanted to play. They wanted to play America. Now everybody wants to go to Europe because that's where the fan base is. That's where the people that get off their ass, go to shows, buy the music, support the bands they love. They are still doing it. And we have decided we don't need to.
We sold more merch over there in 5 days than we have sold in our entire career over here.
Yeah. We sold thousands and thousands thousands of dollars worth of merch.
And it was and we didn't know what to expect. We didn't really expect that. Yeah. I didn't expect, such a demand And I still get pictures and texts from people like, look at my shirt, like.
Right, and that's cool, man.
Like even fans like that liked our stuff so much, they took and found images and created their own LA maybe you can't buy this stuff.
Yeah, we had one lady, I guess, got our logo somehow. I don't know how, and ended up making her own custom merch. And now we're talking with her about being able to put that in our store and working out some logistics for that. But it's like mind blowing stuff that she's made and she's worked with someone to make. It's really, really cool. Like almost like gold, like 3D keychain of the logo, or it could be all sorts of
ZZ Top. And back in my day, you had the ZZ Top keychain, right? You went to the show and you got the ZZ Top metal keychain.
Hey, get the LA maybe.
Shot glasses, all kinds of stuff. So it's really.
That's the actually the first question I wanted to ask was that the name, the LA maybe, where to come from. I hate asking that question, but most.
All right, I gotta ask Driz a question. Hey Driz, how many times have we been asked this question?
How many hairs I got on my head?
How many interviews?
I'm just saying.
How many hairs I got on my head?
It's totally a fair question because to us the name is just the name. We don't ever think about it. But then I kind of get out of that and I think like it is kind of a weird name. I understand why people would ask that. Some people think we're from LA. Actually, most people do. A lot of people think the name is like maybe we'll make it to LA. It's like that's a goal. Like it's just a place. You just go now. Not like just go now. Who cares?
Maybe not. Get on a plane.
But no, the name came from I was sitting in the Chicago airport and I heard someone behind me say, quote, "She gave me the old LA maybe." And I heard that and I was thinking right off the bat, I immediately knew what he was saying. Like, the typical stereotypical LA folk are, flaky and the answer is a yes unless something better comes along. And that's the LA maybe. They give you the old LA maybe.
Okay.
So it's like you can't get a firm yes or no out of them because they're going to skate that line and try to work every situation. And of course, this is a gross generalization, but that's kind of, I just really like the name. So I was like, oh, we'll call ourselves the LA Maybes, right? With an S. And then Foz, our drummer, was like, we'll just drop the S. So we did that and we're done.
There you go. The LA Maybes. I don't know about all that. Sorry, but I got to go with the drummer, definitely.
First mistake. So.
No? Oh, wow. Jeez.
We never go with the drummer. Come on.
Come on, man. Give me something here. Jesus Christ. I might be the world's okayest drummer, but it's still in there somewhere.
Everyone knows that.
What's that?
The drummer gets half a vote.
Half a vote. All right. Jim, you're not even sticking up for me here, man. Come on. Let me out to dry.
I haven't heard you drum. I know you drum. I haven't heard you drum. So in my mind, you are way beyond the most average drummer.
I am like the worst average drummer.
The
worst average drummer.
Hey, that's a lot better than the worst drummer, though.
I'm aggressive.
It is a little bit. What's that?
He said, "I'm aggressively mediocre."
Aggressively
mediocre. So you guys all from the Charlotte area? I think I was talking at one of the shows to Rasan. He was like, he's out in Wilmington or something. Or you guys spread around? Or
Rasan's actually, I think, the only person from Charlotte in our band, but he lives in Wilmington now. As far as where we're from, I'm from Columbia, South Carolina. Driz is from LA. Foz is from Chicago, and Goliath is from we're like Shelby-ish area in North. So he's kind of close to the area as well. But yeah, we all live in the area now pretty much. So
now, Goliath, was he the original lead singer?
Yeah, Goliath was who we started the band with. And then when the pandemic hit, we kind of went our separate ways for a bit. And then we got Alvy in the band. We did the album with Alvy.
Right.
And Alvy's schedule was just too much. We couldn't really make it work. So we parted ways with him, and Goliath was ready at that point to come back. Okay. And, we made an executive decision as a band to not make a big deal out of that and to not make a big post saying,
right,
singer and stuff, because we knew what would happen. And even not announcing it, we saw some of this happen. And that was people threw their hands up in the air like, they're done. It's over. And they don't know what we know. And that's how fucking good Goliath is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought Alvy grew a beard. I mean, I was like, wow, he grew a beard. Fuck it.
So we decided we didn't want to deal with that. We didn't want to give people the chance to give up on us. So we just were quiet about it. And when we get some new music out, you'll hear it. And of course, if you've seen shows, you already know. Right. But yeah, he's very, very capable. And we have gone only up exponentially since he's joined. So that's good. And another thing people don't realize is you got to remember six or maybe more of the 10 songs on Dirty Damn Tricks were written with Goliath. So like he's the original singer for those songs. It's not like they're too high for him. It's not like he doesn't sound that like they're his songs. So like
they were written with his vocal expertise.
A lot of the melodies were his. Like this is stuff that he came up with, some of it, So like and then we just sing it, but you can't say all that in a Facebook post and have people understand it. So we just decided we just weren't really going to say anything about it and just let it happen, and it'll be fine.
If somebody asked you at a show or asked you on a podcast, you'd address it, because it's easier to address something like that when you're talking rather than writing, because people can read into shit. They don't see your emotions. They don't see your tone. They don't hear your tone. It's easier to read into a Facebook post than it is to hear somebody say it.
And we had someone come out to a show. He was a guy in the press, and he was reviewing the show and taking photos and all that stuff. And he was super nice. Had a great time meeting him. It was the Ocean Springs show at the Juke Joint in Mississippi.
Yeah.
And didn't know it at the time, but he was one of those guys that was like, this band's over as soon as he heard that Avi was gone. And in his review, he details his thinking and, the band's over. There's no way they're going to, be able to replace that, blah, 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 blah. And then in the review, he talks about the first note Goliath things. He realized how wrong he was. And like,
wow.
Nice. It was actually really interesting to read that perspective from someone in the press who's, a great writer. And it was really, really interesting to read that. But we've had, and then at this point, we're kind of past a lot of that stuff. And by the time album 2 comes, whenever that is, we'll be totally past it.
Which we are working.
Anyone that's seen it, that question doesn't enter their mind. So.
Right. And it's nice to know that, most, and that's what you got to have. You got to have an open mind. A band replaces a singer. A band replaces a member. You can't say they're done, because they're replacing that member. They're not trying to go downhill. They're trying to go up. They're trying or stay in the same wavelength. They're not trying to hurt themselves. You got to replace somebody. So, okay, I hope when my wife replaces me, she goes up. She doesn't go down. And she got rid of Mike. She's a through. No, she's going to be so much better. So you got to go in there and say, give it a shot, have an open mind, and say, dude, go see the show, and then go, wow, okay, now. And for a columnist or a reviewer to do that, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was great. And to Drizz's, what Driz just said, we are working on album number 2, and that's of course all with Goliath, and that's well underway. And we have a goal. I don't know if we'll be able to meet it. It's a pretty ambitious goal, but we want to try to release the new album and have some sort of release party for it later this year in Europe. So
that's you fuckers.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Well, start saving. Get your passport ready.
This traveling shit's killing my ass.
No, we had to get all our passports and stuff in order. That was a whole fun thing. We had 2 test positive for COVID. They had to stay behind in Germany for a couple weeks, and then of course the day after they land, guess what changed? No longer need a negative.
No longer need it.
Right. And that's some shit.
So, but they were grandfathered into the other one. So you've got to remain.
No, they were like the day after they got home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So if they had made that decision 2 weeks earlier, we could have saved probably $1,500.
Jesus Christ.
So that would have been. But good.
So I listened to your recent podcast where you talked about how you discovered how to work the room when you made hotel reservations. So they could have done that and maybe sublet some cots out, right? And maybe had a revenue stream there.
We had to stay with friends and stuff, so we were good with that.
Oh yeah, that.
But yeah, we definitely gamed that. We're definitely Travelodge experts now. That's for sure.
Travelodge expert.
Yeah.
I mean, but like eventually in a year they're gonna have pictures of us at every single Travelodge saying, "Don't let these
for these guys.
Don't let these guys not good."
And not because he's out of windows or anything.
We're carrying in bed.
It's because you don't throw TVs out of windows.
Yeah. This is 3 of us at 5 a.m. carrying twin beds down the hall, like quiet.
These guys are not a rock band. These guys are posers. They don't even throw TVs out the window.
And charge them for water, even if they ask for beer. Charge them for water.
right.
I sent like a picture of like me, I'm just sitting in the bed and I just take a picture of the room or whatever, like chilling at night to send one of my friends, and they were like, "Where's all the whiskey and shit?" I was like, "It's like, man, we got to play good. We can't."
Boom.
That's not us, man.
Exactly. You got to play good.
Here.
There you go. Isn't it National Bourbon Day or something like that?
It's National Bourbon Day. I gotta have some.
There you go.
I'm a big bourbon lover.
He's a bourbon guy. So I always know when it's that. It's Saturday's National Bourbon Day again, isn't it?
I think every Saturday is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a special calendar. It says every day is National Bourbon Day.
National Bourbon Day. Exactly.
I don't know if it says it. I just got to do it,
Right. Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
The calendar says it,
Just doing what I'm told.
Just got to do it.
Exactly.
Just being a good boy.
So now you're in the process of adding more dates. I know they got the Hickory show. Pretty sure it's Hickory and the Charlotte show that are like the same weekend. It's within 3 days.
We have a bunch of shows around Rock Hill, Charlotte,
right,
surrounding Charlotte area for sure. We're going to be chilling here pretty much all summer. We might venture out, to the southeast, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida. We've played there before.
Nice.
We might head up to Virginia, who knows? But we're sticking in our area for now, and the main reason to that is we're trying to save some money to get back over to pull off this year or later in the year, because touring is pretty expensive. So
now, when will that? Okay, I know you can't say anything because it's in the works, but about what time frame would that European thing be happening?
Probably mid to late November through like mid-December.
Okay, then you're out.
Yep.
I got something in the works in the beginning of December.
You have a December thing going on, yeah.
Yep. And I was like, that might be a cool day. So, man, I'll just have to wait till January and do another thing.
There you go. Yeah, well, yeah, certainly keep us in mind for anything like that. We're happy to do what we can for sure.
Right. Absolutely. I'll start doing shows here probably every 2-3 months. Just bringing bands in, and then bands that are here that are worth a while, moving them out into another area. You gotta. It gets stagnant in your own area. It really does, and people don't realize that. But the bands are sitting there going, "I just want to get somewhere else. I'm sick of playing the same fucking place every goddamn." Oh, it's Wednesday. We're at the Moose Lodge. It's
Moose Lodge is a great room.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, I'm playing every Wednesday. You might want to play the Moose Lodge in Charleston instead of the Moose Lodge in, But, yeah, hopefully I get up to, it's going to be on my way to Asheville. We're already looking at, driving up Wednesday morning, getting a hotel, seeing the show on the 27th, and then going the rest of the way to Asheville because our Airbnb is Thursday.
Oh,
Thursday through Sunday.
Where are you located? Where's your home base?
My home base is Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, Charleston. Very, very cool.
Yep.
That's awesome.
What? It's hot. It's hot. Very hot down here.
Yeah, very, very swampy for sure.
You guys are sitting in the car. By the way, these guys are sitting in the car because some band was being rude and they was being too loud when they were going to do that.
We're in the studio, and my studio is part of a complex of rooms, and it's a great place to write and record and do all the things we need to do. And we were down there working and getting ready for the interview, and then a band fires up in the room literally right next to me, just starts playing loud as shit. So we're like, well, we gotta go outside now. So
yeah, it started out with Learn to Fly.
Yeah, they started playing some Foo Fighters. What else did we hear? Chili Peppers.
Hey,
yeah.
That's not bad.
Kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
If you could play Foo Fighters, man, you're doing all right.
Yeah, it's a good goal, good benchmark.
Kind of back to your other story, right? There's a band in the Raleigh area. I won't say their name, but they do a few original things, but they're really known as a Foo Fighters tribute band, and they do an amazing, rendition of the Foo Fighters song. But in my mind, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I had a good time, but if memories are to be made for me, right, I'm not going to be like, oh, remember that Foo Fighters tribute band? How great was that? No, it's those original bands, right? It's, hey, remember that time we went out and caught the LA Maybe out of the Blind Tiger? Hey, remember that time we went out and caught, so and so? It's those original bands that help cement the memories. When like you said, you're giving a piece of yourself Right?
Yeah.
This is us. This is how we feel. This is what we think. This is our groove. You know?
We definitely worked hard to have that. Hey, you remember that moment? Like you know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we built a lot. What you're saying, we thought about ahead of time. We were like, we need moments in the show that people will walk away being like, holy shit, remember that band that did this? Like, so we built these things into our show.
And it's like what, you take English class. It's like, you got to have a strong, thesis statement, like.
Right. The 5-paragraph essay.
Yeah, whatever. So I'm not good at English, but I think
or anything. But go.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow. Or anything.
Anyways, so
the world's okayest at anything.
Not being completely honest. I'm just glad he's,
I broke. I had such a straight face going. Damn
it. Damn it. I made him smile. Yeah.
I made the joke and then I just sat here with like a death stare and like.
I don't even know what you're laughing at.
Oh, that's a good point.
I mean, unless like the truth is funny.
We don't crack jokes.
We don't crack jokes.
We have the moment.
No jokes in this band.
We had to work pretty hard to get that. Like, how are we gonna come out and just make everybody in a place go, "What the fuck is that?"
Right.
And so we have that opener for the original stuff. If you come out and see the variety,
there goes my phone.
Variety stuff, you're probably not gonna get that.
The variety band is like the cover band stuff. If you come to like a Hickory Tavern show, that's like a separate thing. It's not like we should probably call it something else, but we just call it the LA Maybe because that's just whatever. But
because it's all fun.
But when you come see an original show, a real LA Maybe show, yeah, like Drews is saying, we do have that strong opener.
Yeah,
right.
And we have that strong, fun section in the middle. I'm not going to say what it is because you got to come out to the show.
You got to come see it.
And then the closer's so much fun. And everyone gets to join in.
The closer, when we played it in Spain, they were singing it so loud you could hear it over us, and we were playing through a massive line array PA system in this big. It's on our Instagram. If you go back a couple of posts, you'll see. Okay. I took a video of. It's actually funny. There were so many people. They were so into the show that I was like, I have to get a video of this. So during one of the songs, I just take my guitar off. I set it down. I tell everyone like, keep going. Like, don't worry about me. And I go looking for my phone because it was not in my pocket where I thought it was. We're on stage playing. We're at a part of the song where like they're kind of breaking it down, so I don't need to be there so much. I'm looking around the stage for my phone. I go off stage. It's not there. I finally see it like tucked up under one of the amps. We had been jumping and spinning and moving so hard that it had flown out of my back pocket and kind of. So anyway, got my phone, got my guitar back on, and then I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna take a video of my feet. I'm gonna walk up and then I'm gonna pan up and like reveal the crowd. So that's the video that ended up being on our Instagram. And that was the moment where, or later in that song is the moment where the crowd was just going. I mean, most of them don't even speak English, and they were singing the words louder than we were. So it was it's a really good party closer. It's
one of them moments.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome. It was fun watching Goliath try to communicate with the crowd that he realized didn't understand what he was saying. So
hey, you fuckers.
Yeah. We were talking to one of the promoters or something, and the guy was like, yeah, you can say whatever you want. They're not gonna have a clue what you're saying. So
wow.
So we learned a little bit of Spanish, we learned a little bit of Basque, we learned all about Basque culture, and which is a fascinating thing if you've never heard about it. Like I didn't know anything about it before.
Oh yeah, we go in blind. We're like, so Spanish.
We're like, so this is Spain, and they're like, watch your fucking mouth.
Wow,
this is Basque country, baby, and we're like, oh, I don't know what that is. Like,
so you got a little tutorial real quick,
a little cultural education, and at the very end of the night, everyone's exiting the stage, and I walk up to my mic and I pull my hand and I say thank you, and it gets woo, and then I say thank you in Basque, Esqueda Gasco, and the place fucking erupted.
Oh wow,
Sweet.
It was unbelievable, and it was it was just an explosion. The place went nuts.
They will remember that.
Yeah, and if I had said gracias, nah,
you'd have gotten
shot. Wouldn't have been
run you out.
It would have been like a
we
little
would
bit
have
of a
come
cheer.
back to the States in body bags.
Right. God. You gotta know your audience, and you did your homework, you knew your audience, and you bam, that connection.
And we definitely had fun making fun of the UK people, and because we learned really quickly that they can take it and dish it right back.
Right.
America these days maybe a little more on the sensitive side. The UK was all into it, man. They would love to just bust balls, and they love when you roast them, make fun of their accents, do their accent, all kinds of stuff.
We were busting balls so hard, and like
at one point during one of the festivals we played, I went up to the mic and I said, Goliath was saying something I don't remember, and I said, Goliath, they don't speak English, they don't know.
Oh wow.
Got a nice big laugh out of them.
Wow.
So obviously we're doing an interview. We had 11 interviews on the day we played Call of the Wild.
Holy
and
shit.
So every time one of the interviewers was like, all right, so you're going to hear this band and you're going to realize instantly that they're not from here. And so they put the mic up and every time I was like, yeah, that's right. We're not from around here.
Wow.
It was great.
Yeah, without fail, man. It was great.
But we had just a fantastic time over there and meeting all the people. And there was something I was going to say. I don't remember what it was. Maybe I'll circle back to it.
Yeah. Maybe.
Carry on. Proceed.
It's awesome that you had it. That it was such a great tour for you over there in Europe. I was wondering that. You wonder how it's going to be for a band when they go out of the country. I'm glad it was just a huge success for you because the band deserves it. They're really gaining momentum, and to get that is cool. Very cool.
There was another kind of component to this that I'm also proud of us as a group and as a team and the bigger team outside of just the five of us that we pulled this off, because you see a lot of bands right now through gas prices, inflation, COVID, all this stuff. Big bands way further along than us are canceling their European tours because they can't make it.
They can't make it.
We went over there and made it happen. So I'm and there was, believe me, there was so many roadblocks thrown in our way and so many times that this thing could have not worked out, and it would have been so easy and free
to say fuck it
and say we're not going. Sorry, circumstances beyond our control, and
right.
And we would have been well within our rights to do that, but we didn't take that as an answer, and we persevered and pushed through and made it happen for ourselves.
Good.
And didn't get handouts, didn't nothing like that. We just made it work. So that's kind of how we're taking our career at the moment.
You got to do that. You got to do it. You only get out what you put in.
Yeah, we're just trying to make it happen.
Yep.
Good. Well, keep making it happen. You got two fans right here. I mean, we might be the only ones, but we ain't the only ones. I mean, we have been told by others in past to check you guys out, and then now we are the ones that telling other people. And there's a lot of people. The buzz on LA Maybe's going around. I think even somebody mentioned on one of the Mork pages, Monsters of Rock Cruise pages, the LA Maybe, and I was like, yes, they would be good on the boat. I mean,
there you go. Get us on the boat. We'll do it.
Hey,
we'll show those people what a real monster of rock looks like.
Whoa!
Hey, look out!
Oh shit! Yeah, his name is Goliath with the beard and shit.
His name's Goliath. About 5'7". You're gonna.
He's kind of a small dude.
For some reason, I don't know why.
It's just
hates people. They're terrified.
Terrified of David.
Yeah.
Wow. He's crazy looking. It's like I can't wait to see that dude in person. I mean,
he's a slingshot. Gone.
Yeah.
What?
If he sees a slingshot, he's
gone.
Terrified.
Wow. Terrified,
man. We know what we all story. So
yeah, we all know.
Okay, then I'll have to carry one in my back pocket and just like.
He's gonna be so confused. Like, what the fuck is this? Are you holding a phone?
What's going on?
Yeah, right, dude.
Cool. Well, hey, Jim, is there anything else you'd like to ask or anything you got?
I'm looking at the schedule and seeing those Charlotte dates, and that's kind of cool. But if you guys are rolling up through Virginia, Raleigh area is on the way. Let us know. We'll see if we can find a place.
Yeah,
we got some room. We can put some guys up for a night.
Hey, there you go. Yeah. Let us know if you guys have or know of any shows in your area or venues or anything that you think will be a good fit for us. You guys have our contact information. If you don't, it's really easy to find. So
yeah, we would love to come. People who can draw. That's the big thing for the U.S. We need to be playing with people who are established here.
Because we are not. So
yeah, we're trying. We're working.
We've done enough of the gigs where we go to the out of town place of your choice, name it, and we play for no money and no one comes. So like,
right,
we've done that enough that now we're trying to kind of figure out an alternate way that makes more sense for us.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's understandable.
Right
So-
now, that means
Absolutely.
staying close to home and not, especially while gas is so crazy, and kind of controlling our expenses a little bit more, and,
and you have
not having to get hotels, that kind of stuff. So
but
just
again,
being
if
smart.
it's something where you like, so our kind of motto right now is we need to be doing two types of shows: ones that boost our serious career boosters, and ones that are either purely for the money. And so that's why the doing that cover stuff around town makes sense, because we've got to fill our coffers, right? And so yeah, if a band's coming to town, in your area in Virginia, and you've got connections and stuff, Beacon Theater, wherever,
we played
Elevation 27 rooms like that, where there's a crowd, and
we played
the
Lincoln
band's
Theater
gonna
in
draw.
Raleigh.
Yeah, Lincoln Theater too.
Yep.
That was last
that's-
September. No,
we
it
will
was-
not say no. We will not say no to that kind of stuff. That would be great. So
right, absolutely. We'll keep
but
you
I'm
in
not
mind.
begging. I'm not begging.
I'm not begging yet.
not begging, but please.
Hey, I
Well,
put the word out. I don't know if I'm on their block list or now, but like I email the Lincoln and places like that and say, hey, look into this band. Hey, look into that band. Just because they do a great job. They get a lot of bands in there, but they get a lot of bands, and they cover like a huge spectrum of things, which I guess they kind of have to do. My focus is more, 80s, 90s, not all that stuff. I love that stuff. I love the 80s and 90s, but I love that kind of sound. So bands that have that blues based, there's some Americana, there's rock, there's guitar, there's, that's kind of what I look for. So I'm always sending them stuff for bands like that. Hey, get Stone Whiskey back here again. Hey, get the LA Maybe. Hey, get these guys. So I'll keep plugging, and maybe one day somebody will listen, but, from what I can say is, like Brent turned me on to you guys. Keep doing what you're doing, and B-Rock and I will keep telling people about it.
We'll keep plugging it.
Brent, the unsung hero of this podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, Brent. Where's Brent tonight?
Yeah,
he's usually on here. He's
Jim
usually
and
on here.
B-Rock, thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Hey, absolutely. Thank you for doing this. I mean, I should see you on the 27th.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, hey, take care. Thank you for being here. We're gonna go, and I'm basically playing When I'm Gone to lead us out. I love the song. I mean, it's not a hard hitter. If you know whiskey, or if you know LA Maybe as like a whiskey drinking, heavy AC/DC band, this is going to change your mind, and you're going to dive more into these guys, because these guys, not only do they have balls, but they got brains, and they got boom. It's good music. So thank you. I will have you back, definitely. Keep you in mind for any shows that I hear of or any shows that I do. Jim will do the same. Thank you, Jim, for being here. I loved having you. You're fantastic. Everybody check out Jam Session Radio, jamsessionradio.com. He's playing the best music, playing all the things you want to hear.
Well, thank you guys so much. Let's definitely stay in touch.
Absolutely. Okay. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah,
See ya.
same.
Peace.
All right, we will get to this song. It is the LA Maybe, and it is called When I'm Gone. This is an absolute brilliant song. I love it. I think it's absolutely great. Did I say that? I said that again and again and again. I love this song. It is, you gotta listen to the lyrics. They're powerful. If you're into Mr. Danger and Mr. Danger doesn't sound like Oh Sugar, and Oh Sugar doesn't sound like Peace of Mind, and Peace of Mind doesn't sound like When I'm Gone. These guys are just touching different things, and making an album that absolutely is not one solid riff the whole way through. This is what we sound like. This is all we do. No, they're showing their different sides, and it is such a good album. I love it. It's called Dirty Damn Tricks, and thank you everybody for being here. I will be back on Thursday with Jason Cornwell from Westbound and Steel City. Well, I got Westbound coming in a week for the benefit. So Westbound, 8 Ball, Stone Whiskey, Mason Jar Music, bootleg. And I figured get Jason on and we can talk Westbound. So join me Thursday, Jason Cornwell from Westbound. But until then, keep rocking, stay positive. And here is When I'm Gone by the LA Maybe. Go out, put them on your Spotify list right now. Check Dirty Damn Tricks out. Love that album. You will too. Take care. See y'all Thursday. Here's When I'm Gone.
City lights come out to play. I'm lost in this moment. There's so much I wish I could say. But hey, I'm just trying to make it through the day. I must have lost myself along the way. Done